So today I'm going to show you how to season a cast iron plancha and cook some smash burgers all at the same time. Let's jump straight in. Hi, welcome along to Barbecue Life. My name's Tom and this is where great barbecue doesn't have to cost a fortune. Today we're using the Kamado Bono and we're using the Bono cast iron half moon plancha. So I'm going to show you how to season that, and then we're going to do a nice simple cook on there as well. So the first thing we need to do is we need to sort out our charcoal in the bottom of the Kamado. So we've got some old charcoal in there. It's perfectly fine to be reusing this. We just need to knock the ash off and remove any really small pieces of charcoal. So just knock that off and then remove the ash from the bottom using the ash collector. Take that off, put that off to one side, stick it in your wheelie bin. It's also really good to go in your plants. It works as a really nice fertiliser. So we've got all that old charcoal, all of the ash knocked off of it, and we're ready to top it up with a bit of new charcoal. So we're just going in with Texas Club charcoal, top that off over the top, and we need to be banking that over to one side. So this is the side where we're going to be having our half moon plancha. There's no point heating the other side of the Kamado unless you're going to be putting a grill grate over there and you are cooking on it. We want all of the heat underneath that plancha so that we're going to get it up to a really hot temperature. So go in with a couple of woodies at the bottom of that pile, and as the heat rises it will take the rest of the charcoal with it and you'll get a nice roaring charcoal underneath. So while them woodies are burning, you want your bottom vent all the way open and the lid open for maximum airflow, just so that that charcoal is going to start to take. Once some woodies have gone out, we want to shut the lid down and open that daisy wheel at the top, open all the way, and this is going to let maximum airflow in there while warming the ceramic. So you need to be keeping your eye on how warm that ceramic's getting, so just keep putting your hand on there every few minutes. Once it starts to warm up, that's when we need to start dialing in our temperatures. So we're aiming for about 250 degrees C today. So this is going to have the top vent set to number 3, and the bottom vent is going to be about 2.5 to 3 fingers wide, and that should be enough airflow in there to reach around 250 degrees C. You can be either side of that, but 250 is about where you want to be for this cook. So we need to get our cast iron half moon plancha into the Kamado Bono. So we want to get that in place while things are coming up to temperature, and that will come up to temperature with the rest of it. Otherwise, if we put it in too late, it can suck a lot of the temperature out of the Kamado because it's such a heavy piece of metal to warm up itself. So get that in while everything's warming up. Once we've got that 250 degrees C, now we need to start seasoning our plancha. So we just want to go in with some vegetable oil or sunflower oil, something like that. Or if you've got any sort of meat fat, then that will work just as well. And you want a light coating of that over the top of the plancha. So just use a spray bottle, spray it on, and then take an old clean rag and you want to rub that in. Make sure that you get it all the way around the lip of the plancha and all the way across the cooking base of the plancha. And then shut the lid down and leave that for 5 to 10 minutes to really burn in, because that's what we need to do here. We need to burn the oil into the plancha, and that's what makes it non-stick, and that's what's going to stop it from rusting in the long run. So we need to repeat this 3 times. So again, just going to go on, spray, rub it in, shut the lid down, let that burn in. And then again for the 3rd time. Once you've repeated that for the 3 times, you've got a nice non-stick coating on there. And every now and again before cooking, you want to be repeating this process. Make sure that the plancha is clean and spray the oil on, rub it in, and then let it burn off before doing any cooking. And this is just nice, good maintenance of a cast iron product. So we've done it for the 3 times. We're still sitting at 250 degrees C. So now we're going to show you a quick cook on this. So we're going to do some smash burgers today. So I've got 100 gram balls of mince. So I find the best mince for making smash burgers at the moment, supermarket mince wise, is from Tesco's. It's a much thicker grind of meat. It's definitely a 20% cut, because I'm convinced that some of the other supermarkets, although it says 20%, there is still less than 20% in there. And the Tesco's, I'm getting a really nice crust out of these burgers, and that thicker grind really helps with the way that these patties form as well. So we want to take one of them meatballs, we're going to pop it onto the plancha. You can fit about 3 on here in one go, and you want to leave that to just sit there just for 10 seconds, just while the bottom of that meatball is warming up, and they're starting to warm up them fats in the bottom of there. And then take a nice sturdy spatula and we want to smash down on top of that meatball so that we're smashing it into a round patty across the top of that cast iron, giving it maximum contact. We want to hold that for as long as we can, up to about 10 seconds, and this is going to give us the Maillard reaction on the bottom. So the fats and the sugars are going to caramelise, and it's going to give you a beautiful crust on the bottom of this burger. So we're just going to repeat that for all 3 of them. And then the time to flip is when you can see that it's starting to break up slightly. You get like little wells of fat, and the colour's going to change. These are pretty much cooked through by the time you get to flip them anyway. So you can see that there's not a lot of pink left, and say little wells of fat, and that is the point where we need to go in and flip. When we flip, you want to really scrape into that plancha because we don't leave any crust behind. We spent all that time building our crust up, so you want to really scrape in there to take the crust with it. If you want to season, now's the time to season. I don't tend to season too much these days because with your other sauces and things you can be putting in these, there's already enough salt and things in there without having to add a massive amount more to your meat. So we flip them over and we're going to get our cheese on. So I've got a mixture of cheddar cheese and your plastic American cheese singles here in the UK. I'm going to go 1 of each, and this is going to give me a nice variation within my burger. The other thing that we need to do is we need to toast our buns. So you can do this before or after. They're only going to take about 20 seconds each. So if you want to take your patty off and store it to one side while you're toasting your bun, so your bun is super toasty and warm at the point of eating, or you can do it before. I tend to do them before. So you just pop that bun on. If it tend to get a little bit of a dome sort of in the top bun, so if you can just take your clean spatula and just push down on the top of there, and that gives you a nice contact point across the bottom, so you get your nice toast. So our buns are toasted, our burgers are cooked, we need to get these built. So we're going to get these off to one side and start building. So onto our nice seeded brioche buns, we're going to go with our patties, then go on with some nice sliced gherkins. I love a bit of gherkin. It gives a nice acidity and a nice crunch, and that's a massive point when you're making burgers, to have both of those within there. And then I've got some nice chili jam that I've spread on the top bun as well, just to give it a nice kick of heat, which again is another thing I like to make sure that I add into my burgers. So we crown them off, and that's it, we're done. So we've cooked some smash burgers, we've seasoned the plancha. What more is there to know? If you like what we're doing here at Barbecue Life, then please do subscribe to the channel. Make sure you like the video, let me know what you think. Thank you very much for watching. Cheers.